Wait. Go. Wait. Couple of more minutes, y'all. Oh, no. Wait. What's cracking, y'all? You tuned in to the Facts Over Feelings podcast. I am your host, the Iceman. More bounce to the ounce. And I'm the only one that says what counts. Don't nobody go home to the fat man gets it in. What's happening, chocolate people? back up in you one more again. Can you dig it? Notify Instagram. You ain't got it, make sure you get it. The Game of Life, according to the Iceman Volume 1. You can get this at AskTheIceman.com. I'll sign it. Or you can buy this on Amazon. And thanks to the folks that within the last 3 or 4 weeks that have purchased the book. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it answers some questions for you. Yo, effing yo. Let me say this to the brothers and the sisters. Brothers, please go get your PSA exam done, where they take your blood and they test to see if your prostate is healthy, or to give you a manual examination. Now, I know the manual evaluation is something men don't like having done, because I don't. Okay? I don't. But if it saves your life or the life of your uncle, your father, your brother, your cousins, your friends, folks you work with, if it saves somebody's life, that's what's important. So go get your PSA test, okay? But also, if your pH balance is off and you have more acid in your body, that could, possibly turn on them cancer cells. But I'm just warning you guys, put something in your ear, because a lot of brothers, too many brothers is dying from cancer, man. This don't make no damn sense. Go to the doctor. I know you don't like going. I know you deal with some racist assholes at these hospitals and clinics, but you're gonna have to work through that so you can get examined in case you have something popping off that you. And when you do that, when you go get your yearly physical and they do your PSA and they draw blood for other stuff too, check to see if you have any other ailments, make sure you get checked for STDs. Okay? Get an HIV test along with it. They can do all that at one time. Get that HIV test. You don't want to be walking around with that in your body, man. Because if it goes to straight up AIDS, that's curtains for you. Stick a fork in your ass, you done. Ladies, make sure you go get your mammograms done. Too many Black women are getting cancer, breast cancer, and other kinds of cancers. I know a lot of Black women have stopped using them perms on their hair because that's what's causing your fibroid tumors in your uterus. I'm hearing about too many black women having fibroid tumors. Putting them chemicals on your head is what's causing that. It's good that sisters are, not enough of them, because a lot of black women are ashamed of their hair. So they rather put that European crap on top of it, that hair hat. They rather put that on and have you know, some Caucasian woman's hair on their head, or some, and some of them weaves have animal hair. Okay, some of them, they get the hair from animals, so you don't know what you're getting from overseas, from India or wherever they buying that crap from. And stop making them Asians rich anyway. What you doing shopping with them or going to their nail salons while they sitting up there doing your nails and calling you nigger while they doing it, and they laughing because they know you don't know what they saying. Plus, Asians say we don't do business with black people, but yet they all in the black community selling that rat lo mein and got their beauty supplies and nail salons in our neighborhoods. And all you see is a bunch of overweight mammies going in and out of there. But get your mammogram, go get your pap smear, go get your yearly exam. A lot of women talk about they don't want to go in there because they might find something. Well, you know what? You better hope they find something before it get too late for you. And I'm going to say this again. Black women, you're the number one group of getting HIV right now. Houston and Atlanta are the 8 black women HIV herpes corridor. Okay? All them nasty people not wearing condoms, man. You don't know what that woman got. And when you catch some, you're going to be mad. When you could have prevented it by wearing a Jimmy hat. Oh, men don't feel the same. They ain't supposed to. You ain't supposed to feel the same. Don't be ridiculous. Some people can't help themselves. I'm straightening these screens up, y'all. But anyway, want to talk to y'all about LA going up in smoke. And I'm not talking about Cheech and Chong, although that's a funny ass movie. Okay, but what's going on out there in LA ain't funny. It's sad. And I felt a certain type of way because I didn't go to high school out there. I was actually supposed to go to Palisades. Because they had the finest sisters going there. I mean, my school wasn't no joke. The school they sent me to another school. But that school had women, but it was just farther away. I know that area. I worked in the entertainment industry back in the 90s. I've been all up and through there. I've been to Les Brown's house. I've been to Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise's house when they were together. I know. Well, Bill Cosby wasn't they got a house in LA over there in shit. Where's that house at? I want to say Bel Air. or one of those fancy neighborhoods. It wasn't Beverly Hills. I would have remembered it being Beverly Hills. Okay, I've been all up and through there. I know what, I know where what's that producer's name? He was a big time producer at the time. Cold-blooded ass house. All one level. Man, that house had to be 4,000 square feet. And the husband was gone all the time directing movies because we were supposed to come over there to talk to her. And her kids don't even speak English because the illegal alien, that's their nanny, obviously she don't know no English. So she speaks to the kids in Spanish. The kids can barely speak English. I said, how two white kids gonna not be able to speak English? I mean, it was I was seeing some crazy stuff. I know some writers that I've been to their houses. We had keys to some of their houses because I was in elite type security thing. And don't let the size fool you. A lot of people don't let my size fool them, and they ended up on the floor, getting knocked the hell out. Okay? I can be menacing if I want to. And it ain't no act. So they get out of my way, even though I ain't no 6'5", 300-pound dude. Some of the guys I work with were. Most of them were ex-NFL, retired NFL cats or cats that got hurt in college, could play pro. So we had, this person would have a big Suge Knight looking dude, and I'd be the other guy. My job was to make sure they had all their belongings, but also bring up the rear and making sure nobody don't step to them. But anyway, I know that area, man. I've spent the 90s up in there. I've been to parties up in there. Jim Brown used to have a party every year. He lived up when he was alive, he lived up in the Hollywood Hills. Because a girl I used to go to middle school with hit me to them parties. She was like, you ain't never been to Jim Brown party? She said, boy, let me... See, that's back then when they didn't need no NDA. Okay? They didn't need one. Hey, guys, could you do me a huge favor? Please contribute. The Cash App IDs are at the top. You can pick one or the other. If one doesn't work, use the other one. Also, if I've already done business with you on PayPal, then you can contribute through PayPal. Okay? And ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button, please. Hit the like button on both platforms. Hold up, man. Let me check Facebook because for some reason. What the hell? I thought I fixed this. Hold on, y'all. Oh, man, this is getting on my nerves. Because I can't see none of this. Oh, okay. All right. All right, we good. Anyway, so as you know, in Malibu, thank God Gladstones didn't burn down. That used to be the spot. Ice-T used to always be up in that mud. Okay? Mario Van Peebles used to come in there. Man, some badass women at Gladstones. And they assume you and they if you dress clean like we used to dress, they think if you tell them in the business, they believe you, which I was. I was in the business. They said, who you work for? I work for such and such. Oh, oh, you work with them for real? How were they? And then we'd have a conversation and it'd go from there. But Gladstone's was the spot. Okay. It didn't burn down, but a few other restaurants burned down. And all those houses on Malibu Beach, where the actual beach is, there are houses when you come out of your back door or your sliding glass door, whatever it is you got in the back of the house, you walk right out to the beach. Some of the houses are old and they've been remodeled, or some of the houses are, few of them are new. And man, even though some of them houses don't look that great, look like regular people live there. Nothing bad or nothing, but man, even an average looking spot, that's an apartment, it's a unit on top of a garage, 1,200 square feet. Man, that thing is, they'll be selling that for $5 million because you're paying for being on the beach. Man, all them houses burned down. Look online and see it. One thing they're starting to do is they're starting to not show wide angle shots. What I mean by that is they really don't want people to see how bad it is out there. Over there, Palisades got hit hard. Now I don't know what the square mileage is with the size of the Palisades neighborhood, but man, it was whole neighborhoods gone. 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks of houses, all of them burned down. I'm gonna get to who's responsible for this. Okay? Because there were a couple of factors as to why they weren't able to jump on them fires. And I'm gonna get into that in a minute too. So then they caught a fool out there trying to get some clout. He started the he started the I think the Eaton Fire, which is over there by Eagle Rock, Los Feliz. I used to go to a recording studio over there. Okay, forgot the name of that mug. I recorded a couple of my first singles at that studio. But anyway, Malibu didn't get hit that hard, but it did get hit. Okay. Now, a lot of people buy houses in Palisades because Malibu is too expensive. And Malibu does have trailer parks. They do have trailer parks. They ain't like, the regular trailer parks that you have like in bad neighborhoods or in bad rural areas. They don't tolerate that crap. These are usually folks that stay in those mobile homes. They're older white people that been there for 30, 40 years. So they got in there before it got too expensive. Okay? If they're renting. If they're buying, that I don't know how much a mobile home would cost to put up there in Malibu, but it got to be a pretty penny. But anyway, the reason why people buy houses in Palisades is because they range from about 3 to 5 million. More so to lower numbers like 2 or 3 million. Most of them are $2 or $3 million houses. Some of the more modern houses where the folks just tore the house down and rebuilt it while they staying at their third or fourth house. But they buy houses in Palisades because it's a nice, quiet community. It's an enclave. It's a bedroom community. Okay? But a few actors, their houses burned down. James Woods was on TV yesterday crying with his racist ass. Every time I look around, he's posting something to let me know he's a suspected white supremacist on X. Okay? And I'm not just talking about basic Democrat Republican nonsense. But he was on there crying. It was some Mandy Moore. It was a few other ones that their houses burned down. One of them actors on This Is Us, his house burned down. There are other areas in Altadena and Pasadena got hit hard too. And it's a lot of brothers and sisters that live in Pasadena. Black folks usually live in Altadena rather than Pasadena. Pasadena's right next to it where the Rose Bowl is. Altadena is where when out back in the 70s, a lot of black folks start buying them houses up there. They're nice houses. My dad we had a cousin up there. He used to always call me Maestro. You say, you a little boss. I'm gonna call you Maestro. Okay? I had cousins up there. And it's a hill type. Altadena and Pasadena, most of it is hilltop. Most of it's a bunch of hills. I don't know why anybody would. In Pasadena, them houses are old. Old money lives in Pasadena. You don't see too many people moving to Pasadena because Pasadena is boring as hell. But Altadena is cheaper. So you got a lot more black folks out there. Man, it kind of hurt my heart seeing a couple of brothers and sisters on TV talking. One sister, she lost her father. He wouldn't leave. The grandson was like, hey man, you come on with me. He was like, no, grandson, I'm gonna be okay. And he ended up perishing. Must have been from smoke inhalation. It don't take much, people. It don't take much to pass out or to die. It don't take much to die from smoke inhalation, because it can quickly ruin your lungs and you ain't gonna be able to breathe. And you're gonna die from that shit. And that's a painful death. And he underestimated what that fire was gonna do. And then they talking about, they done pull people out of the house. Some of these houses, they done been burnt to a crisp. But most of the others, they died outside. You see, for old folks, and I guarantee most of these people are old. They older than me. I guarantee they are. Older white folk. And no shade. But I know Malibu and I know Palisades. Now going up into them Hollywood Hills and I think Holmby Hills, I think that's where Diddy's house is. Though a lot of over there, that's where Dr. Dre and them live at. Dr. Dre live at in a $50 million house. $50 million. He bought Tom Cruise's house. He paid, what did he pay for that guy? I think he paid $25 million for that house. I'm quite sure it's doubled in value. Now, James Woods said something that got my attention. He said, me and my wife, we just remodeled, because these are old houses. These are houses that probably were built in the 20s, 30s, and 40s. So these are some old ass houses. They ain't got no air conditioning unless you put it in there. My dad bought an old ass house like that. Well, it wasn't. No, actually, it wasn't that old. Then in the 90s, he bought a house that wasn't that far from his job, and it was a nice, middle class neighborhood, mainly white people, some Mexicans, and some brothers and sisters. And he, what was he saying? He had to put an HVAC system in that house. He had to spend like $6, $7 grand, $7 grand for them to put the ducts in, for them to put the heater, air conditioner in. Back, it wasn't that expensive as it is now, though. It's ridiculous now. That's a $10,000 job or more. But anyway, he said, we just remodeled the house. I said, damn, all that elbow grease, all that work, and it burns down? At least if your house floods, if you can get that water out of there and not create mildew, and you get in there and replace the floors and, up to whatever height that water was, hopefully it wasn't that high. You still got your house. But when you talk about hurricanes, and this was a firestorm, and Karen Bass was a congresswoman in LA in South Central. Whenever they do a expose on the Watts riot in '65, they talk to her, because she was college student age back then. That woman was old as dirt. And them folks went out there and voted for her, man. They supported her. And she won't even talk to the press. She won't even answer questions. Say, hey, man, what the hell? And see, she was briefed before she went to Ghana. She was briefed that a firestorm was coming. Okay? She got warned by the national NOAA, whatever those folks are, whomever those folks are. So the weather service told her, hey, man, you better prepare for this. She got on a plane and went to Ghana. Okay? And I guarantee the city of LA paid for it, even though she's supposed to pay for it on her dime, because it wasn't official business. She was going over there. They got a new president, and they were swearing her in. She ain't gonna do nothing either. Ghana's still gonna be poor. So I'm very familiar with those areas. I haven't now that going east toward East LA, Eagle Rock and Los Feliz, going up to Glendale where Tariq live at, and Eagle Rock and Los Feliz, going up to Glendale where Tariq live at, and going up there to La Cañada and all them areas. I know them areas too. My partner that trained me used to be a Glendale police officer. And the other one was a retired SWAT officer, LAPD SWAT officer. Anyway, y'all know the wonderful pistachio company. They always have commercials. Y'all know what I'm talking. Y'all know what I'm talking. Y'all seen them commercials, right? Those pistachios, the company that owns those pistachios grow in Central Valley area, going up to San Jose in California, because that's a huge agricultural stretch of land. Agriculture is one of the reasons the state of California is so rich. So anyway, they diverted water from the reservoir up there and diverted that to all them almond and pistachio farms up there. That's where a lot of that stuff is grown. And it's a husband and wife company, husband and wife team that owns that pistachio company. And they got in bed with the water regulator people, got in bed with the New Scum, okay, behind the scenes. So they diverted water that should have been sent down to Los Angeles. The state went set up here and let them be them being able to use that water, and only a trickle comes further down into LA County. And only a trickle comes further down into LA County. But 95% of those reservoirs and the aqueducts that sends that water up and down the state, they diverted that water because them pistachio and almond farms need a lot of water. And I told y'all about Nestle. Nestle is, all of these people are in bed together. All of them. Remember in that situation when people get Legionnaire's disease over there in Flint, Michigan? That's because they rerouted their water for them to only get water from the Detroit River. Well, GM been dumping all kind of chemicals and stuff in that damn river for all that time. That river is contaminated. But they sit up there and set the city up for for people to get Legionnaire's disease. People were dying. 3 or 4 people died, and nobody went to jail. So they got the city of Detroit, and they got the state of Michigan. Nestle did. They diverted. They get the fresh water, the fresh, clean, palatable water that you could drink. Nestle would get the first dibs on the water, and then so that water could have been used down there in the LA area. They got a reservoir sitting there dry as the Mojave Desert. Why is that? Karen Bass, the mayor can't answer that. Newsom sitting up there obfuscating and bojangling and I mean he is such a scumbag, man. I don't know how y'all could vote for that dude, man. He is so slimy. All of them cut sweetheart deals. These companies did. Nestle got their water from Lake Huron or whatever that lake is right by Detroit. Because at first that's what Flint and Detroit were getting their water from, was from the lake. It's always been like that. But they will send but they will go and divert these water systems to get water that's contaminated because it's cheaper for the city. This is why you have to be vigilant. This is why I keep telling Black people, we're going to have to get off the sideline because these people are trying to kill us. The first thing people want to say, oh, the system's broke. The system's broken. Who broke it? The system ain't broken. You know, a guy said something today that really stuck with me. He said, because he was talking about how Mayor Karen Bass was flying to Africa, even though she knew it was a firestorm advisory. Okay. And then she's standing waiting to go to baggage claim to get her bags, and she won't even answer the reporters with her sorry ass. See how they act once they get in them offices? They don't turn into anything. They let you know who they've been all along. That's what happened. And Adam Carolla, I don't really care for him too much. He got some white supremacist leanings. Adam Carolla kind of went off, man. He was like, that's what y'all get. Y'all want these DEI fools, and you want to sit up here and prioritize homosexual deviance with homosexual. Because see, in LA, they done destroyed LA. They've rainbow flagged the whole damn city, except in South Central, in East LA. I mean, they have ruined that city. Don't nobody want to look at no faggotry. The hell out of here. I don't respect them people. Karen Bass cut $17 million from the firefighter budget. The LA City Fire Department, she cut $17 million from their budget, and she cut a few million from LAPD's budget. Where's the money going? Los Angeles is one of the richest cities in the world. Billions upon billions as their budget every year. They gave $1.3 billion to nonprofits that are supposed to help homeless people. And the homeless population has increased. The only homeless population that's going down is veterans. And that's because the VA built some huts out there by the main VA hospital out there in West Los Angeles. They built in these 1-bedroom, it doesn't even look like a dorm room. It's got a bathroom. It's kind of like an efficiency. It's got a bathroom. It's got a bed. I think it's got a little kitchenette in there and a little refrigerator. That's better than being on the streets. At least you can sleep indoors, not be exposed to the elements. $1.3 billion every year these nonprofits get, and they pocket the money. And the city of LA knows this. All these cities and counties and states know this. It pisses me off, these veteran organizations that claim they help veterans, and all they do is schedule fishing trips for them. They don't do nothing for them. They use our pain and struggle and trauma to make millions of dollars, billions of dollars off of us. That pisses me off. You don't want to deal with veterans, but you're going to sit up here and get money on their behalf and not even use it for what its intention, original intention. These people are no good, man. But he said something that really got my attention. He said, Governor Newsom and Karen Bass are the typical politician that does not have access to money and power. So they run for office so they can live a lifestyle they cannot afford. If they weren't a politician, because even though they work for that government agency, and they might make $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year, they don't have the income of them actors and producers and directors that live in the multi-million-dollar houses. They don't have, so what they do is they run for office so they can use government funds to fund a lifestyle they cannot afford otherwise. They said Kamala Harris ain't been doing nothing but riding around, flying around on Air Force Two, partying. They in Singapore. She did an around the world tour, like she on tour, like she the Jacksons, like she Janet Jackson. Ain't that something? You ain't even doing it. You ain't even governing anything, but you using the taxpayers' money to party and fly all around the world, get drunk. She ain't got no business in Singapore. Not no real business. Anyway, he said politicians, they want to be those actors and producers and people that make hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. They want to be them, but they know they don't have no talent to get that. Whether it's in business, entertainment, or whatever. I mean, does Governor Newsom and Karen Bass look like talented people? No. But you already know that. That's why that's why situations like this, where they get caught with their pants down. Let me tell you something. I didn't really find out I didn't know the fire was that bad until I turned on the TV in my bedroom on Thursday. Was it Wednesday or Thursday? No, it was Wednesday night. The first night it started burning it on Tuesday or Wednesday. Somebody write that in the chat room. Did that fire start on Tuesday or did it start on Wednesday? Whatever the first day was, that when I turned the TV on and they had KCBS Channel 2 out there in LA, when they had them on there, not the national correspondent people they usually have on CBS.com, because this is CBS.com. Not like the WCCO CBS channel here. So this is their digital platform. So what they were doing was they were patched in with KCBS and KCAL 9, Channel 9. They had their anchors on television, and a couple of them I recognize from back in the day. Okay, that been on there like 30 years. What the hell? What is this crap? If y'all don't get the hell out of here, y'all messing with my flow. Hold up, man. Let me, hopefully this is what they're talking about. Chat wise. Hold up, y'all. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Okay. Talking about somebody's using the same URL I'm using or some crap like that. Man, what the hell? It'll mess my flow up. You made me spill my yak. You done made me spill my yak, player. River Pinky. From next Friday. That's got to be one of the funniest roles I've ever seen. Oh man, I was dying laughing off that shit because brothers used to be like them thick ass Jerry curls because I had one. I was walking around looking like Ice Cube or Ready for the World, spraying my Stay Soft Fro, my Soul Glow. Let your soul glow. Okay. I gotta watch Coming to America too. I ain't seen it yet. I gotta go on Prime and see it. Man, since I was in last year or so, I ain't been messing with Prime and Netflix too much, man. I ain't been dealing with them too much. I need to stop that because I'm paying for it. Hulu too. Anyway, these politicians are not there to serve us, especially the Democrats. The Democrats from California to New York State are a bunch of clowns. And they don't give a damn about their constituency. Because see, Karen Bass, the reason why she's so cocky acting is because, and she's a do-nothing Democrat. She was a congresswoman in South Central, I don't know how long. She ain't done shit. Just like Maxine Waters. Just taking the taxpayers' money. You saw what happened with Sheila Jackson Lee. She sat up here and worked herself to death. Not taking care of herself, trying to make money. You 80-something years old. Man, sit your ass down and let some of these young sisters get in there. The right ones, not these future mammies, not no single moms and all that. They gonna come in there and act a fool. Gonna be like the super mayor up there in Dalton, Illinois. Hey guys, we need to go ahead and start them contributions. Everybody's got Cash App. Everybody's got PayPal. Let's go ahead and get it cracking. Anyway, but Lisa Cabrera made some very interesting inferences. I mean, she made some statements. She said, you see how all them rich ass white folks are crying and boo-hooing because they lost everything? How many times, she said, how many times have black folks gotten their banks closed, the money stolen from the Freedman Bank, murdered, lynched? She said black folks lose stuff all the time. She said it's about time that y'all experience something. Y'all rich asses experience what we experienced as black people in America. And our ancestors built this damn country. You digs? So she said, is this karma? Because these people, let me tell you something. And I posed this question on YouTube. I mean, on Yahoo. They got caught, the city of LA got caught with their pants down. And people are dead because of it. People have lost everything. Now, I think that fire wasn't a regular fire, people. That's why they were running out of water with them hydrants, because the flames are so violent and fast. Man, let me tell you something. A fire could be 2 football fields away from me, and in 30 seconds, it's right here. That's how bad it was because of that wind. them Santa Ana winds. Every year they get the Santa Ana winds. Every year this happens. It get windy as hell in LA. It starts raining all the time. It's supposed to be raining right now. And it's dry as a bone out there. And this is one thing that they seem to not want to do. They don't want to spend no money on preventative measures, like cleaning all that brush up. See, those areas they're not quite desert, but they're they're arid. They're real dry. It's real dry in that area. And you got to understand, a lot of the roads that go up into especially Palisades and some parts of Malibu, they're 2-lane streets. One way up, one way out. It's not built to have a whole bunch of fire trucks running up in there. So them people set themselves up. They didn't try to. But remember, the people that live in Palisades, Malibu, they're the ones that don't want to be around black people. That's why when we go out, when black folks first start going out to Beverly Hills, the Beverly Center, we used to go to the Beverly Center because it was a way better mall than Fox Hills Mall or Hawthorne Mall. And they had more women. So we would go to that mall. And we get harassed. You go to, driving down the street, here come Beverly Hills police pulling, hey, what y'all doing over here? You think? I came over here to see your mama. That's what I came over here for. But they built those neighborhoods to keep us out of there, which is why they got them narrow ass streets. So they set themselves up to lose everything, trying to get away from niggers. And white folks in every city do this. They got their own little enclave where they don't want nobody but white people or maybe a couple of Asians that's gonna be sucking ass. But they do not. That's that California West Coast white supremacists. They don't say anything like they would or be confrontational like they would be in some areas of the Northeast, the South, and the Midwest. They're real phony. Like up here, they call it Minnesota nice. I'll be telling. I said it ain't no Minnesota nice. It's called Minnesota phony. Bunch of phonies up here. It's a whole lot of racists up here, man. A whole lot of white supremacists up here. Don't get it twisted. Because y'all know I used to party up in this mug. But I done got older. I ain't trying to be out here partying, man. Especially since I'm still trying to get healthy. Anyway, these people have built houses that lean over the cliff. So when they have a mudslide, the house just goes right down the hill. Oh my God, I'm down here with the niggers. Oh my God, there's niggers. Oh. Now you're down here with niggers. So I ain't crying no tears for none of them actors, none of them rich ass people. Now, they trying to humanize, because most people that live outside of California don't understand, they don't know the landscape like somebody like me that lived out there. So they don't really, that's why they don't use, they after a while, they stop using wide angle shots showing all that destruction, because it, they want to talk about the destruction, but they want to sit up here and put the same footage in a loop and just show you that instead of showing you, and it might just show one street, or they might give you an overhead view once or twice, not as much as they should be. Like with 9/11, they stopped showing, after a while, they stopped showing the planes flying into the buildings. Why? We already know it. We already know those planes were flown into the buildings, the Twin Towers. But see, that's the little games they play. Oh, we're being thoughtful. No, you ain't being thoughtful. You got to understand the media ain't our friends. See, a lot of you listening to me, you wrote me off. You said, oh man, he just talking crazy. But everything I tell you ends up happening, doesn't it? All these mass shootings. You got that dude, that Moroccan dude that sat up there in New Orleans and murdered all them people and hurt dozens more. That guy's an asshole. He's a straight up asshole. What did he prove? And the Cybertruck guy, I've seen him before on TV. They used to have this competition where they had special forces would go on there and they have moving targets. It's like they were playing an arcade game, like they on Call of Duty. And what if they hit certain targets, they get a certain amount of points. And it was a 2-man team. So you had 2 Green Berets, you had 2 Navy SEALs, 2 Rangers, guys from other branches. He was on that show. I used to watch that. That dude's Green Beret, so he ain't no joke. And he and the Moroccan dude in New Orleans that murdered them people, they both were stationed at Fort Bragg at the same time. Now it's Joint Base Liberty, because it's Fort Bragg and Pope Air Force Base. They made it so it's a joint command now. Instead of the Army doing their thing and the Air Force doing their thing, they both work together. You can go on base at Fort Bragg and take certain thoroughfares and end up over there on the Pope Air Force Base side. That's a huge military area, because I've been tempted to move there, because I was thinking, man, they don't really have that much respect for veterans all over this country, but they don't have no respect for veterans up here. We're far and few up here, and most of them are old. But the Cybertruck dude, both of them guys were at Fort Bragg at the same time. Now, the Moroccan dude, at first I thought he was a black guy. And I was like, what the hell? This is a brother? I'm like, oh man, come on, player. We got enough problems. But then I was like, oh, he's a dark-skinned Arab. And both of them rented their cars. He rented that truck, the New Orleans dude, and the the dude that drove down from Colorado Springs, he rented that Cybertruck off the same app, both of them. Now, y'all, I told y'all I don't believe in coincidences. Now, the Moroccan dude was an IT guy. He was human resources first. Then he worked in the office. He was admin. Then he got a job as an IT person because he's real good with computers. But the other guy is a Green Beret, a master sergeant. I think in the Army that's E8 or something like that. E7. I know no, I think it's E7. No, it's not E7. It's E8. Whatever. So he had been in the Army a long time. And his wife just had a baby. And people were asking, people were hitting up veterans saying, do y'all, was this what's up with these guys? Why did this guy drive that truck all the way down to that Trump hotel? Because I've been tempted to stay there just to see, because people tell me Trump's hotels are real nice. Plus it's off the strip. So, they ain't got no casino. I don't have to hear all that and all them damn people walking around. That he blew himself up. So they say. They said that he shot himself in the head first, and then had fireworks and gasoline in there. Now, Green Berets do know how to work with C4 and dynamite. Oh, they know how to make bombs. Okay? But some military guys are questioning whether or not that guy killed himself for real, because they don't say whether or not he used a switch. They didn't say any, and even because if he shot himself, he's instantly dead. He ain't gonna have time to push that button. So either he pushed it before and it had a long fuse or whatever. I don't know. Maybe it took a minute to ignite. But he had already shot himself in the head. Something don't smell right, people. The Moroccan dude went over to Egypt. What was he in Egypt for? He's not from Egypt. He was born here. He's an American citizen. People were asking me, hey man, hey player, wait a minute, hey man, is that dude? I said, it was like, man, this don't sound right with them two dudes. I know they don't know each other, or we don't know if they know each other. We damn sure won't know now. For that Green Beret to kill himself like that, because he said this ain't a terror. He left a manifesto. He said this is not a terror attack. He said I'm just sick and tired of it. Let me tell y'all something. There's something Tariq said the other night. He said, man, I think the reason why them two guys did what they did, because it wasn't no MK Ultra shit. It's not that. It's anything but that. So we ain't talking about no Jason Bourne type shit. He was saying a lot of veterans see how the military get down overseas, them killing all them people. Like in Desert Storm, when I was in Desert Storm, they killed 1 million people, 1 million civilians. George H.W. Bush did. Think he gave a damn? It's crazy, man. See, a lot of those veterans see how they really get down. Because I've told y'all a lot of stuff I probably shouldn't have told you about the military, about DOD, period. How they get down. They claim their budget is 800 billion, but it's really over $1 trillion. That's where that dark money be going, them black bag operations. So these guys may have been disillusioned because they, been in, they ate up. That's what we used to call guys that been in the military, and they was all, maybe they a staff sergeant, they're E5, E6, E7. They real, these guys are real grumpy acting because they've been in the military so damn long. We used to call it being ate up. He ate up. That's why he acted fool. So what they when I saw how the Air Force got down over there in the Middle East, I wasn't happy about that shit because I saw what they were doing. Intel would, the intel people, the defense intel people or CIA would tell them, hey man, there's some Republican guard, they got a cache of weapons under a school. And they just bombed the school. Blow the whole building up. One bomb. That's why some of them bombs cost $20 million. Those bombs that you see on them fighter plane, most of them cost $4 or $5 million at the least. And they do destructive stuff. They can blow up a whole building with one bomb and it will crater, where there'll be a crater in there, a big ass hole where that building was. And that crater will be deep. When you're in the military and you are put in a position where you find out what they really about, some guys can't handle that. They can't handle it. I didn't like it, but I handled it the best I could. You digs? Hey guys, let's get these contributions popping. This is the first of the year. And I told y'all I'm going back to the book bag, raising money for the book bag and school clothes. You digs? And then I was listening to somebody on TV and they were saying, are these cells? And what I mean by cells, I mean CELLS. Are these terror cells? Because remember how terror cells work. They don't work in concert with each other. They know each other, but they have times they like, okay, we're going to blow up this building on Monday. And then this group is going to blow up such and such building on Wednesday. See how that works? People, let me tell you something. White supremacy is on the menu right now. Some say this apocalyptic firestorm out there in California is karma. What do you think? It could be, because Black folks have suffered for 500 years in this country. And it's about time somebody feels our pain. Now, let me say this. Now, this is just stupid. They said because, and see, this is LA for you. When I was growing up, when I was a young man starting to work and get cars and stuff like that, I just wanted to get a car so I can get girls, because not having a car was a hindrance, riding the damn bus. I was still getting women though. I was still getting women, but I had to ride the bus to their house. I didn't like that shit because it takes too much time. Then you got to be on time or them buses will keep on stepping. They ain't gonna wait for you. They got a schedule to keep. And that bus got all kind of sensors on it. So if they ain't where they supposed to be, the folks at headquarters can see where that bus is. You 2 stops behind. You should be up here. People ain't got that much autonomy. Now, when you driving a $2 or $3 million bus, well, it's probably cost more than that because it got so much stuff on it. But when you see incompetence, like you see with the governor and the mayor of LA, people will say, oh, well, it's the system. The system's broken. No, it ain't. Ain't nothing broken. You just don't have the will to do the right thing. That's what that is. You ain't got no character. You're of low moral character. Them folks don't give a damn. Them people in government don't give a damn. They're out there making $400,000 a year. I'm like, man, they sitting up there taking them people's tax money and ain't giving them nothing in return. Taxation without representation. That's why I said to y'all on this platform, hey man, get in the game. Stop. We have to have a system. We have to have a blueprint as to how we get down. Being on code is one thing, but we need to start moving economically as a group. Those of you who are still supporting Asian-owned businesses, shame on you. These people have leached and parasited off of us for the past 40-some years. And they've gotten rich over it, off Black money. And they don't like Black people. You still supporting Asian businesses, but yet they'll tell you straight up, we don't do business with Black man. We don't do business with Black people. But they got their asses in the hood selling that rat lo mein, that nasty ass pigeon meat. You don't know what you eating. Just because they give you a big old styrofoam thing full of meat, full of noodles and meat. You think you got a good deal for $4. And it ain't nothing but cheap ass thigh meat. Chicken thigh meat instead of breast meat. I stopped buying, but I stopped supporting these businesses. I just made I made the decision. I ain't doing business with them no more. I'm not doing business with them no more. The people can kiss my ass. You ain't gonna support black people, I ain't supporting you. Because if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't even be here. You gonna come over here and get mad disrespectful. Anyway, a lot of them people out there in California be fronting. That's what I was getting to. A lot of them people in LA be fronting. They'll be one paycheck away from losing everything. They be fronting. They'll be one paycheck away from losing everything. So they can't have no hiccups because they constantly using them credit cards. They trying to buy 2 or 3 houses at the same time, doing that kind of stuff. I remember when I was in my MBA program, there was this first couple of classes, there was this Filipino dude, and he was telling me about how, because this is a brand new subdivision, and he was telling me, hey, them houses over there on such and such, they got 5 bedrooms. Because me and my ex looked at some of them houses over there, but they were more expensive and the houses were bigger. We talking about 3,500 square feet, or at least 3,000. But we end up buying one just a little bit smaller than that. But he was telling me how him and his wife own, you know how them Filipinos are. They own group homes. That's when group homes were popping off. They were making money off of that. Man, y'all wouldn't believe it. A lot of people, you see people living in $3 and $4 million houses. Let me tell you what the game is. Those houses weren't 2 or 3 million 40, 50 years ago. They were maybe 80,000, 90,000, 100,000. But that was a lot of money then. So they bought those houses when they were dirt cheap. And, fast forward 40 something years, 50 something years, now the kids or the grandkids inherit that house. And it's appreciated from 120,000 to 4.5 million. There are millionaires on paper. That's what you call being a millionaire on paper. They'll leverage that $1 million home to get credit. Okay? Because if they use the house the house is paid off. Okay? So borrowing against the house, some of these people do that to fix the houses up. Because like I said, those houses are old as dust. And what they do is they move in there, tear the house down, and rebuild it better than it was. Instead of using all that wood, they use steel. That's why them houses cost so much, because they got all that. When you walk in them houses, that you could tell they sturdy. You don't get all that echo and all that. Like down here in the basement, you hear echo, but that's mainly because I got recording equipment in here, and sound bounces off stuff differently. But a lot of those people are living by the seat of their pants, man. Even some of them entertainers. They ain't as rich as we think they are because they screw off their money. Imagine somebody giving you a check for $300,000 every week. You're going to go insane. You don't need that much money. I mean, not that you don't deserve it, because if they paying you, you deserve it. And a lot of them people, and they'll sit up here and get all them credit cards and be living the high life off of granddad's house or dad's house, mom and dad's house. They'll be living it up, borrowing against that house. Now, those folks might have real good jobs where they make, a couple $100,000 a year. They're not poor. Because like I said, they try to act like them people in Palisades ain't got no money. Bullshit, they don't. They got plenty of money. They might not be as rich. It might not be an expensive neighborhood like some of them, Bel Air and, Malibu and all them areas. No, they ain't as expensive as that, but they're expensive. Some of them people are just leasing them houses. Okay? I've been to Les Brown's house, the motivational speaker. Man, that house is so little. Man, he got it's like a 13, 14 square foot house. Man, tiny ass house. But he got it pimped out on the inside. Tiny ass house. If it was anywhere else, if it was here, that house would only cost 200-some thousand. Or maybe 3. Because it has gotten expensive up here. It used to be this expensive, not in the Midwest. That's why a lot of people will go back to, if they'll go down south because the cost of living is cheaper and the weather's better because it's snowing right now. They don't want to deal with that snow and that cold. Man, it's been getting down to like 5 degrees, 8 degrees, 10 degrees at night. It'll be like maybe 20, 25. It don't be that bad during the day. But at night, once that sun go down, man, it'll go below 0 in a minute. I think Monday's supposed to be 5 below. Man, it'd be cold. It's been cold as hell the last week or so. You digs? A lot of them people are going to leave California. That's their cue to leave. They ain't going to rebuild them houses. Somebody else is going to buy that lot and they're going to build a house, what they want. Because a lot of these people are broke anyway. All them white folks up there ain't rich, or they're rich as far as, on paper, they're a multi-millionaire because that house is worth $3 million. Jamie Lee Curtis. I haven't been to Jamie Lee Curtis's house, but I know where she lived at. I don't know now, but back then, because she would come out and put the trash bag in the trash can. And back then, she was still good looking because she looked way better in person than she does on TV. She's thick and in shape. Back then, had a pretty nice rack. But we used to see her all the time. Hey guys. Because everybody know everybody. Everybody know everybody. Oh, such and such was your client last year? Oh, I know them. A husband, he's an executive at Warner Brothers Television. Had I been thinking, I would have kept them jobs. But I was, I was a family man. I had kids I was raising. I couldn't really do too much. I had to, make more money. California ain't, LA is high. LA is high as giraffe pussy. It's ridiculously high. The food is high and it ain't that good. Now, their restaurants are better because, man, restaurants up in the Midwest are trash. All they got is couple, 2, 3 steakhouses. So a Red Lobster over here, Olive Garden over there. That's all they got here is chain restaurant, TGI Fridays. Because it's bar culture up here. I wasn't hip to that until I moved up here. My cousin was like, "Hey man, this is a bar culture up here." When I first came up here, they were still smoking in the club and in the bars. They just stopped that actually in 03. 02. No, it was before then. They went smoke free for the whole state in public buildings. I mean, it's more fun if you live closer to downtown. It's more to do. I probably would be going out if I was down there, but I don't really go out that much. I ain't going out there in that cold. Sometimes I don't even leave the house because I don't want to walk out there in that cold because it makes my legs hurt and my back hurt from all them injuries I had from being in the military and playing sports. Is it karma? I don't know. Could be. Everything, and look, people, let me say this to you. God sees everything you do. Nothing is sacred. He knows exactly where you are and what you're doing. You ain't fooling nobody. When you go out here and put bad energy out there in the world, screwing over people, beating people out of money, that stuff come back on your ass. I've seen people that did me dirty. They did the dirty Mac, gave me the dirty Mac treatment. And sure enough, karma came a knocking. Who that? Karma. Karma's got everybody's address, including mine. Karma is real, people. We talking about the metaphysical and the spiritual. See, I can't really get into that stuff because people that are religious and not spiritual, which is what most people are that are so-called Christians, they're religious Christians, but they don't follow any of the teachings. Thou shalt not steal. How much stuff has the white man and the white woman stolen? See, slowly but surely, this earth is being returned back to the rightful people that was in charge of in the first place. Because you have to understand, the Caucasian has only been in existence maybe 7,500 years. Might be less than that. So you're not talking, you have nothing in common with them. You don't have anything in common with a non-melanated person. Their physiology is totally different. That's why they always have to be denigrating somebody. And black people are the whipping child. Everybody tries to dump on us, but see, that delineation movement is thwarting all that. You can't run that black folks are on the bottom of the barrel crap when you are your own ethnic group, FBA, Foundational Black American. They can't mess with that. And see, this is new. Reparations being in the public, in the social lexicon is new. Wasn't nobody seriously trying to former congressman, he was a case, I don't even remember what his name is, but he passed away. He used to be a congressman in Detroit. He was a brother, but he was an old man though. He was like 80 years old or something like that. He passed away from natural causes, I believe. Good dude. Now, he tried to introduce reparation bills, and they always got killed in committee for obvious reasons. That wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for the grassroots. Me, you, Tariq, TBA, Lisa Cabrera, well, a little less her, but your man Philip Scott. If it wasn't for us, we wouldn't be talking about no damn reparations, because them church niggas ain't gonna do it, because they don't want to offend Hunky McGee and Miss O'Fay. These scary Negroes. Let me tell you something. If those fires would have been popping off in South Central LA, where most of the black people live, I guarantee those people out there in Palisades and Malibu and all them other areas wouldn't give a flying F about us. They wouldn't care. They ain't gonna come down and do a damn thing. Now a lot of these folks, because they were fronting and they wasn't as rich as the people thought they were, they ain't gonna stay here. Especially if they're a young couple. They like, man, they're probably thinking about leaving anyway. It's too expensive. You could sell that $3.5 million house and go to Atlanta and live like a king and a queen. Or Houston or Dallas, San Antonio, Stank Antonio. You dig? You can live, you might even be able to quit your job, because that's enough money to retire on, as long as you ain't greedy and you know how to manage money and make money. Because if somebody gave me, if I sold a $3.5 million house, you can best believe I'm gonna flip that 3.5 to 10.5. Okay, I'm gonna flip that cash. You digs? Do I feel sorry for them people? No, I don't. I ain't crying no tears for them people. They ain't crying no tears for us. Where were they when South Central was burning? Where would all them folks at? But now they want everybody to drop what they doing and come out there and help them. Or they sitting up there blubbering on TV talking about, I lost my house. Black folks done lost more than their house. They done lost their job. They done lost their health. They've been fired off the job for no reason other than racism and white supremacist mentalities, ideology. We used to, coming up snake eyes, because we ain't never had much. So we know how to you know, take a minimal amount of resources and turn it into something. You've seen your mama, your parents do that. Some of you have seen your grandmothers do that. Your moms do that. Okay? They wouldn't give a damn about them people in South Central. They wouldn't be donating all that money. Ladies and gentlemen, don't donate no money to Red Cross. Red Cross already got hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank. Every time there's a natural disaster or something happens, here they come, people giving them all their damn money. Get to all these relief funds. People, those folks are under no requirement to spend that money with them people. What are they going to do for them people? They ain't going to rebuild their houses. All they going to do is give them enough money to pay rent somewhere for a minute, for like 6 months, maybe 3 months. They'll pay for their per diem food, but they not rebuilding their damn houses. How are you going to get your house rebuilt with taxpayer money, with people donating? They're racking up all this money. What's it getting spent on? Because the FEMA administrator was on. She was being interviewed on all kind of channels, because I channel surf. I don't just stay on Fox News. I'll go to each of the, left lane and wet, I go to News Nation. They're a decent channel. They're tolerable to a point. They're not going to rebuild them people's houses. Because the first thing she said, check with your insurer. Because, they trying to give people the impression that they just going to dump millions of dollars in them people's laps and rebuild their houses for them. That's not what they going to do. This is capitalism. Ain't nobody getting nothing for free. First thing she said is check with your insurer. A lot of those people were underinsured, or they had no policy at all on their house. They would, man, and you lose that house it's already paid off too, and you ain't got no insurance. Boy, hope your brother or uncle, somebody's a contractor to help you rebuild your house, because you're gonna have to rebuild your house yourself. And you can do it. You can build a decent sized house for 30 or 40,000 in materials, wood and all that. The foundation is going to be expensive. To have an electrical and plumbing rough in is kind of expensive. But once you put the framing up and all that other stuff, it's easy. Once you do it once, you'll know how to do it a second time. So you guys are carpenter. If we got some carpenters in the house, go on out there and see what's happening. If you are at least a journeyman level, man, go on out there. If you're an electrician, plumber, HVAC, them people are gonna need to some of them people will get money to rebuild their houses, because they were talking about the state of California is heavily regulated, which it is. It's heavily regulated. So insurance companies couldn't charge the high amount of premiums that would cover the house in case of a loss. So if you're underinsured, all you're going to get is if your house is $3.5 million, State Farm or Allstate or whoever you got, they only gonna pay, farmers, they only gonna pay, they might give you $700,000. And you ain't gonna get no more money out of them. Even if you sue them, you just wasting, you just throwing good money after bad. It's gonna be a waste of time to sue them. See, a lot of these white folks up this way, some of them have built their own houses. All you need is a couple, two, three people. Once you build it one time, you never have to build it again. You can hire contractors to come out there to do stuff. All you need to do is go to an architect and get some blueprints from them for $300-400. Say, I want this kind of custom house built. Okay, that's what my brother did when he called himself flipping houses. These were custom houses they were working with. But you can have the HVAC guy come out there, the electrical guy, the plumbing guy. You can pay a la carte and build a house. And it's probably going to be a better house than what you would have got for them cookie cutter people or buying one of these old houses that's 20 years old. Well, really, that ain't that old in house years. 20 years ain't that bad. But once you get to 30 and 40 and 50 years, them houses are too drafty. I can't stand that. I bought one of them old houses the first time. Man, it was so drafty. All that cold air getting in there, even with the windows shut and weather sealed. Door closed, all the doors closed. Sad, man. It's crazy. But the scammers are already out there. Man, a lot of them Mexican dudes is out there, and some of them illegal aliens, they going around here looting people's houses. Because think about it. If that house burned down and that safe is still in there, where they had, because a lot of people with money keep a lot of money on hand in case they got to pay a ransom or something, or they need to get out of Dodge. So they might have $20,000 or $30,000 in a safe. That fire ain't gonna destroy that safe. Not a good one. What if they didn't have time to go in there and get that safe? So they going in these people's houses, stealing all their jewelry, stealing money. These lazy ass motherfuckers. Excuse my French. You gonna come up here, you are illegal, and you up here committing crime. So now they got the California National Guard out there, active duty troops. Biden said he was gonna send active duty troops out there to stop well, you know what? I find it interesting how they start talking about looting. And these jive ass cowards on Fox News up here talking about a looter should be shot. Well, racist assholes should be shot. How you feel about that? Man, people are something else, man. You worried about material shit? See, material stuff is all they got. They ain't got no spirituality. They ain't got no soul. You don't put another human being in bondage and you a decent human being, or subjugate a group of people and keep them poor like they do us and elevate everybody else with our tax dollars. And I'm going to tell you something else. Because Biden has screwed up so much, and Harris was a total imbecile and idiot that had no political skills whatsoever. She just been sleeping her way like Joy Taylor on Fox Sports. She slept her way to vice presidency. The Hindu bed wench. I tried to tell y'all not to vote for Biden, but y'all went out there and voted for him anyway. Now you got, and then Trump mad because of all the, them putting him in jail, first president to get put in jail? Come on, man. Yeah, see, Biden and them cheated so damn much. They destroyed the economy. All they were worried about is LGBT crap and climate change. Do you know the state of California is in debt? Like $35 billion. No, it's more than that. And you know why they broke? Because they waste trillions and billions of dollars on taking care of these illegal aliens and giving them free money. They on welfare driving an Escalade, even if it's used. How can you afford an Escalade and you on welfare? But see, they don't audit them. They don't audit them women on child that's on welfare. They don't do that. They don't make them women accountable. That's why these women are so full of shit out here. That's why they make horrible girlfriends and wives. Because society keeps giving them a safety net. Meanwhile, if you're a man, you get the streets. And don't be out there too long, because we're going to get you up off them streets. Because you stanking up the damn neighborhood, giving the street an eyesore. They wasted billions. The city of California, the city of LA, and the state of California has spent billions of dollars of their budget on climate change. See how they waste money on these little hobby projects? Man, they need to get the hell out of here with that. Is it karma? But something stinks. Something stinks. Some don't pass the smell test. A lot. We have some calamitous events happening lately, the last few years. We're gonna keep getting these. Remember that little white girl that went into that school and killed that teacher and that student? Did y'all know she left a manifesto talking about her main problem is black people, is niggers? There are going to be more public shootings. People going to go to the mall and they going to Allahu Akbar and start busting on people at the mall. We're going to have more of that, people. It's going to get worse. If we keep having the same people as government officials, it's going to get worse. You think things are going to get better under Newsom and Karen Bass out there? a lot of those people are going to sue the city. If they find out the state and the city dropped the ball on this situation, that's a civil lawsuit waiting to happen. Now they probably won't. It'll be a class action lawsuit, and they'll only get a fraction of how much their house may be worth, but they'll at least get that, especially if they didn't have no insurance. That's a total loss. That's crazy, man. But they're going to sue the city, and they're going to sue the county, and they're going to sue the state. And California got California is the 5th largest economy in the world, and yet they got a budget deficit because they spending all the money on DEI nonsense, affirmative action for white folks, white women and homosexuals. They're minorities. They get all the money, especially out there in California. They have homofied the city of LA, especially the west side, going toward Hollywood and West Hollywood. All that is just faggotry all through there. It's sad. Pride flags all over the damn place. That's what happened when you let the homos get in some of these government positions. They look out for their group, not yours. Man, let me tell y'all something. Some of these fires are still not contained. One of the worst fire, the one out there in Pasadena and Altadena, I think that one's still burning. The forest area, because in them areas, kind of in the mountain, you starting, going up in the mountains over there, them San Gabriel Mountains. Man, that's crazy. And there will be another calamitous event. You can best believe it. More and more stuff gonna happen until we get these white supremacists out of power. And voting Democrat and Republican ain't gonna fix none of this. We gotta start elevating people from the grassroots, forming think tanks. We need to find politicians, young black men and women who are black first and who believe in policy for black folks, just for us. We the only ones that don't benefit from the federal budget, state budgets, county budgets, and municipal budgets. Everybody else does. They come to here and get put on. And they tell us they ain't got no openings. Oh, we ain't hiring. But if you are illegal, they'll tell you they hiring. Let me tell you something. This Twin Cities is corny as hell. It's corny. Man, you can make so much money up here if you're a club promoter. Because the stuff that they did have, because there used to be this one club, a restaurant and bar called Trist's. But they tore it down. Now they got some old burger joints up there. Burger Joe's or some crap. I've eaten there before. I mean, his hamburger's okay. But they tore that down and put that crap over there. built a shopping center over there. But anyway, when Tris was open on Friday and Saturday nights, they played old school R&B and funk and soul. So it was, I only got a chance to go over there and party one time. Had a good time dancing. I ain't danced like that in a long time. This was years ago. This is like, gotta be about 14, 15 years ago, when a player was still spry. But if you can make so much money up here. Because these people are corny up here. You should see their commercials. I mean, it's so corny up here and full of shit. Okay? I'd like to thank those folks that came by to hang out with the Iceman. You could be anywhere, but you decided to kick it with me. I appreciate you. Holla at your boy.